It's Matt in his pressure cooker. Today I'm going to make a pressure cooker lasagna. I'm going to start out by doing the ground beef. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil in there, about a tablespoon, a nice generous pound of ground beef that I'm going to fry up. I'm going to get that going, then I'm going to start adding the onions to it. Now for this one I'm going to do gluten-free, but you could also use regular no-boil lasagna noodles. They'll work just fine. So to brown things in the pressure cooker, for this pressure cooker, I just put it on the brown setting, hit start, and let it go. So if you want to quickly fry something up and you don't have a frying pan, or you want to do that, you can always just do the frying part and use your pressure cooker as a saucepan. So I'm going to start this. Got the meat in there, I've got the oil, it's going to fry up nicely in a little bit. While that's going, I'm going to get the onions, dump some onions in there. So those are good. And some salt and pepper. Some salt. I always love fresh ground pepper. Add some of that in here. Some people like to add spices to their meat. Some recipes call for it, some recipes don't. I do. I've got a nice little spice mix that I use. It's the Italian style spice mix. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of that in there as well. Don't need to do that, but I think it adds something. So I'll just let this go and let this brown. As it comes up to temperature. So it is getting warmer, it's going to start cooking. Now for the rest of the lasagna, we've got to do the filling. So I'm going to start here. One of the things, a lot of recipes ask for ricotta cheese. I don't use ricotta cheese. I don't. Sometimes I'll just use cottage cheese. It ends up tasting pretty similar, but you've got the nice low-fat cottage cheese. I'll use it. I wash it so that it's not all goopy and lumped together, and it actually works out really quite well when you're making lasagna. It cooks up very nicely. You can actually use washed cottage cheese for a lot of things. The way I stumbled upon it was I didn't have ricotta one day and I really wanted a lasagna, so I just made one out of things in my kitchen, tried the cottage cheese, it worked, and I've stuck with it ever since. So for this, I put in my, a pound or two of ricotta cheese, or in my case, cottage cheese. I'm going to add 2 eggs to kind of bind it all together. Pretty standard bit of most recipes. I'm going to add some parmesan cheese. So I say about 1/3 of a cup. So I'll just get my parmesan cheese in here. Throw that in. Get that mixed up a little bit. Again, they say to add a little bit of the spice mix. I think it's a good idea to add a lot of spices. Add more flavor. Big fan of extra flavor in my food. Without just dumping salt into it, I like to add the spices themselves. Last thing to throw in here is about 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. I have the Monster minced garlic. So I'm going to, of course, put in more than 2 teaspoons because I always put in more when it's garlic because I love garlic in my food. So, teaspoon, a little bit more, a little bit more. Love my garlic. Just going to stir the ground beef again, starting to brown up a little bit. Now, some people say to add more salt and pepper. I'm actually going to add just a little bit of pepper. Some people say to add salt. I find that the Parmesan cheese has enough salt in it to make up for that. Now I'm just going to mix this around. This is going to be my cheese layer filling. I'm just going to stir it up, make something like that. It looks pretty nice. So I'm just going to let that keep browning. Throw in the spinach, throw in the tomatoes, throw in a little bit of diced red pepper. I diced it nice and fine. And I'm going to pull this out for the next bit of the meal. So, I love these silicone baking mitts. They're awesome. So you can see here, I've got my meat mixing in the vegetables. Gives a lot. Nice bit of color. Really like it. Now I'm going to dump in a little bit of water. It says about a quarter inch of water in the bottom. So a quarter inch it is some water, but it's not really a lot of water. So I'm just going to put that in. It's really just enough water to put it in the bottom. Give you something to evaporate. Make sure you have enough liquid. So for this one, I'm going to go and I'm going to dump in some meat. Just enough meat to make that bottom layer of lasagna. Okay, a little bit of meat, a little bit more. Now noodles, there's a lot of different ways to work with noodles. Since it all kind of cooks together, I'm not really big about worrying if they're broken or not. I'm just going to start laying them in there. All right. I think this one I need to break the corners off. Very nice. So what I've done here, just laying those in there. That's it. I got them in there like that. I just put them around. They'll merge together. They'll melt together a little bit in the cooking. So I put some meat in. Should add a little bit of tomato sauce too. And I'm going to add some of my cheese. Sprinkling my cheese on top, spreading it around. So this cheese, I basically do it all. This layer, do it just that cheese mixture. And I'm going to put a few more noodles on top. Break off the corners before I throw it in. So I've broken off some more corners. Put the next one in there. Let's get my put in there. Make a nice layer. Again, more sauce. Lots of sauce. More spicing. Again, I really like this spice mix. Oh, that was a little bit heavy. It's okay. Just stir it around a little bit. All right. So got that in there. Another layer of meat. It's really starting to look good. Now you can't really see how good that looks in there, but see that? You've got the spinach and the tomatoes. Comes together really nicely. I really like it. A little bit more sauce. Ooh. A little bit messy there. That's okay. Cooking isn't always supposed to be clean. Gonna go and put another bit of pasta in. You'll find that as you get used to working with a particular type of noodle, you'll get a lot better at it. It's normal. It's normal to have a bit of rough time the first time. A little bit more cheese. Now, every time I do this, I realize I should have gotten more cheese. I like it. But I think you'll find out that the quantities I use basically fills up my pressure cooker. So as much as I like cheese, I think that's it for now. In terms of cheese I actually put on it, I do use mozzarella. Big fan of mozzarella cheese. And cheddar cheese. I actually use a lot of marble cheese. It's got a slightly different flavor, and my kids love it. They eat this stuff like crazy. Really good way to get the dairy in there. So that my last layer of cheese is actually a cheese and then the shredded cheese on top. Makes it really nice and gooey. And another layer of noodles. And probably might have noticed this. I'm getting close to the top of this pressure cooker. That's okay. I'll be done soon. Last layer of noodles. More sauce. Always more sauce. More spice. Got some in the meat. I dumped some on the sauce. Lots of spicing, lots of flavor. A little bit more meat. Finish that off. And I am pretty much right at the top of the pressure cooker. One more layer of noodles. It's convenient. This pressure cooker works out to pretty much one entire package of noodles when I'm making a meal, which is great for great when you're doing your shopping. One package of noodles, one lasagna. Again, a little bit more sauce on top. Can't go wrong with that. Love my tomato sauce. And a little bit more spice. Just gentle sprinkling. And then my favorite part, lots and lots of cheese on top. I like to have a nice bubbly pile of cheese on top of my. And I think here we go. So, depending on your pressure cooker and your noodles, you should put about 7 minutes on high for this one, and then let it sit for another 10 minutes afterwards. So, got it on here. It's on. I'm going to put it on for 7 minutes on high. Cook up those noodles. Actually, sorry, I'm going to put it on for 9 minutes because they're gluten-free noodles. But 7 minutes for the no boil, 9 minutes, a little bit longer for the gluten-free. We'll come back here and see what this lasagna in a pressure cooker looks like. So here I am at the reveal. I cooked this for 7 minutes because of the noodles. Let it sit for 10 minutes to try to soak that in and absorb some of the liquid. So let's see what we've got. It's depressurized naturally. So this one, with these noodles and the amount of water, it looks a little bit runnier than I normally like, but it did cook up very nicely. The noodles are nice and soft. Just gonna scoop some of this out. Yeah. I need to get a better spatula for this because all my lasagnas are always a mess anyway. So, looks good. I'm gonna have to tune this recipe for my noodle selection, like I said, but it's great. The noodles, flavor's excellent. I like putting in all that extra seasoning. Noodles cook up very nicely. Comes together quite well, but obviously it's going to need some more adjustments for my next recipe. But it does taste just wonderful, and that's really what I like. I'm a big believer in adjusting the recipes, make them fit your pressure cooker, make them fit your noodles, make them fit what you like. If you like this idea, please be sure to check out my channel. Look up and see what other things I have out there. If you've got any questions, be sure to post them and I'll try to answer them. I'm gonna have to cut this. I'm gonna have to get out of here. Kids are ready to eat their dinner. Bye.